Hey everyone, this is Adventure 404. I finally got the chance now to fly the 737, which was released by Pmdg a few weeks ago. So I did a couple of flights trying to understand how this aircraft works, because I'm normally a visual flight rules kind of guy, not really much of a jet, but 737 is one of my favorite aircraft, so I had no choice but to buy it and to now fly it. So in today's flight we are going to take the 737 for a flight from Kuala Lumpur International Airport. This is my base, home base, flying to Singapore Changi Airport on the Malaysia Airlines 737-700. So let's jump into the aircraft and let's set it up for departure. So first and foremost, I'm going to go down to the FMC and let's make sure that we have ground power. I'm going to go out to batteries first. Let's switch on the battery, put the card on, and let's see whether we have ground power connected. I think we have. PMB setup, press actions, ground services. Yes, we have ground power, so we can actually switch on the ground power for now. Switch on the ground power. Ground power is connected. Okay, and I don't think so I need any drone lights for today. Let's align the IRS or the INS system on this aircraft. So let's switch both to nav, and in this case I've configured to switch on in about 30 seconds. So normally it takes a longer time if you're in a real aircraft, but you can configure it to be either immediate or in 30 seconds. So I've set mine for 30 seconds. So while that's aligning, we can actually now set up the rest of the panel up here. So emergency lights can be on, windows heat 1 2 3 4 on, probe heat can be on if you want to, but let's leave it for now because it's not that hot outside, it's not that cold outside. I mean, let's jump into the FMC and start putting the routes in. So I'm gonna go to menu, let's go to FMC. Okay, FX sections, and let's put in the IRS position. In this case we are gonna put some fuel in first. Let's say we set fuel to about 2/3, and then let's go back and set position. Let's choose the next page. We're gonna copy this position over here, go back to previous page, and we're gonna paste it there. Reference airport, we're gonna leave it blank. I'm gonna put that in the next page. So origin will be Whiskey Mike Kilo Kilo, and we're flying to Whiskey Sierra Sierra Sierra. Flight number will be ADV494, and we go to the next. We go to the departure arrival. Departure is going to be using the Rus B1D, Rus Bravo 1 Delta, Bravo 1 Delta. Yep. There's no transition. We use it runway 32 right for this flight. To departure arrival. Departure arrival is going to be Aram 1A arrival, and we're going to use ILS 02 Charlie center. Okay. Transition will be we're using Lidva. Now we're gonna straight go to the finals. Okay, let's go to the legs and make sure that everything is okay here. Next page, Gosmu Rusbu, that's right. Then Gosmu Rusbu, we're flying directly to Arama. Show you the map page. From Rusbu straight to Arama. Okay, so we're gonna just pick this up here and put it over there. Samco, from Sampo we're going to go to direct to the runway. Next page. Leylon, we'll put the Leylon here. We'll activate that, execute. Let's go to init ref, 0 fuel weight. Productive first, we're gonna have a cost index of 20. Reserve, let's put 1,000 pounds. Flight level, we're gonna go up to 250. We're gonna put any cruise wind. Transition altitude will be 18,000 feet and one limit. Yep, not gonna do anything here. Climb is fine. Takeoff will be set to flaps 5. CG is calculated automatically for us. V1, VR, V2 is gonna be calculated for us as well. And let's execute here. Okay, all set. The next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna go to FMC, no sorry, the MCP. Make sure both our flight directors are on the left one first and then the right one, so this one becomes master. Barometric pressure has been set. Initial altitude of 10,000 feet. Heading will be 320 in this case. 320. Okay. Total speed will be 13144. Seat belts on. Yaw damper on. Cabin pressure set to 25,000. Altitude in Singapore is about 30 feet. So let's put 50. Let's switch on the aft fuel pump so we can switch on the APU. Let's start the APU. And you'll see this EGT will start to rise. I think we can close the doors now. Sections, doors, let's close the door. And we can release the ground service unit in a bit. Okay, I can hear APU starting up. Yep, APU is working. Right, let's switch on the bus transfer for APU. Let's switch on the anti-collision lights. And we can get rid of the ground service, ground power. And we can tell two stairs to go as well by clicking on the wheel chocks. And we're preparing to push back now. Chocks has been removed. Make sure that we have brakes selected. We need a bit of pushback here to taxiway. Let's call for a pushback while we start the engine up. Let's push back.
Kuala Lumpur ground adventure 494737 requesting pushback.
Adventure 494737 pushback request accepted.
Kuala Lumpur ground adventure 494737 requesting pushback tug to steer the aircraft to the left.
Okay, let's put on the brakes so we can start the engine up. Let's start the right engine. Let's switch on all the fuels. The fuel pumps. APU bleed can go on. And I'm going to start the right engine first. N2 is rising. And as soon as it hits 25, then we can introduce the fuel. And while we're waiting for that, we can actually go into check the trim 6.2. Right. Engine is stabilized. Let's go for engine number 2. Sorry, engine number 1 in this case. Ground 22, 23, 24, and fuel. We're departing from runway 32 right today.
494737 737 ready to taxi north departure with India.
Adventure 494-737 taxi to and hold short of runway tree 2 right. Via taxiway uniform 7 Zulu uniform tree Foxtrot uniform Foxtrot 11.
Taxi lights can go on.
Contact tower on 118.5 when ready.
Taxiing hold short runway tree 211 Adventure 494.
Okay, let's transfer the bus to the engines. So use that and that. APU bleed can go off. And we can switch off the APU now. Hydraulic pumps to on. Packs to auto. Taxi light is on. Brakes are off. And let's go.
Kuala Lumpur Tower Adventure 494-737 ready at runway tree 2 right departure to the north.
Adventure 494-737 altimeter 29.74 wind tree 58 at 8. North departure approved. Cleared for takeoff runway tree 2 right.
Cleared for takeoff runway tree 2 right Adventure 494-737.
Right, we're becoming clear for takeoff. Just adjust the transponder here. It looks good. We're going to tune in the ILS for Singapore Changi Airport en route. Okay, let's switch on our landing lights. So the signs are on. Flaps has been set for flaps 5, flaps takeoff, rejected takeoff for the brakes. Let's switch on the VNAV and LNAV. Uh, 20, it's fine. Position lights goes off to steady. And let's roll onto the runway. Flight time is about 40 minutes. We're going to climb to 10,000 feet initially, and then as per permission from ATC, we're going to climb to 25,000 feet. So I'm going to put up the throttles to about 40%, 40 on the throttles to see whether it's stabilized. Yep, and let's see the toggle switch. The throttle's arm. Airspeed's alive.
80 knots.
80 knots.
V1,
Rotate. Get up to 20 degrees.
Positive rate of climb.
Gears up.
Adventure 494-737. Continue for north departure.
Kuala Lumpur Tower Adventure 494-737 continue for north departure.
And we're switching on the autopilot.
Adventure 494-737. Leading my airspace frequency change approved.
I'm going to disable the
Kuala Lumpur Tower Adventure 494-737 frequency change. Kuala Lumpur Approach Adventure 494-737 is type 3 miles north of Kuala Lumpur, 2,300 feet. Request flight following. Squawk 5412 Adventure 494-737.
flaps on.
Adventure 494-737 radar contact 4 miles north of Kuala Lumpur.
And flaps up.
2,700 feet.
put our landing gears to off.
Roger, Adventure 494737.
Let's check our location. That's where we are. Turning to the south.
Kuala Lumpur approach Adventure 494737 7,200 feet.
Adventure 494737, Kuala Lumpur approach altimeter 29.73. Continue as planned.
Okay, we're 10,000 feet. So we were given clearance to climb. So I'm going to climb up to 25,000. In this case, flight level 250. And we'll hit the altitude intervention button there. Landing lights can go off, and seatbelt sign can go off. It's a short flight. We need to give the passengers some refreshments. Brakes can go up to off. Just resetting the heading as we go along. And let's look at the legs session. We are at go smooth. Show that map to you guys so you can see Arama, Bowback, Samco, and then 02 center. And let's bring in the approach runway 02C ILS. The frequency in 02C runway 02C ILS is 108.3. Let's punch that in. Okay, we are past the transition altitude, so I'm gonna click on standard here, and just in case if we need to do auto land, we're gonna tune both ILS to the same frequency. So we're arriving at Arama soon, and we will turn right to Pushback. We have to be 10,000 feet at the Pushback, and then at Samco we have to be about above 4,000 feet. We'll be coming back to 220 knots. So I'm gonna slow the aircraft down a bit using the speed brakes. Coming to Pushback any minute now. Right, 10,000 feet, landing lights can go on. You can tell the passengers to start going back to the seats. Switch on the engines to continuous. Brakes to auto. And sorry, in this case will be 2. And let's descend further down to 6,000 feet. Gonna go flaps 1. We're gonna arm the approach. Sure that we have ILS set 108.3. Set the speed brakes to armed.
Adventure 494-737, contact Pile Bar approach on 119.9er. Good day.
Let's go down to 4,000.
Adventure 494-737. Paya Bar approach Adventure 494-737, 6,400 feet.
Adventure 494-737, Paya Bar approach altimeter 29.75. Continue as planned.
Flaps 5. Turning to finals. Flaps 15. And gears down.
Adventure 494-737, contact Pile Bar approach on 119.9er. Good day.
119.9er for Adventure 494-737. Paya Bar approach Adventure 494-737, 3,400 feet.
Adventure 494-737, Paya Bar approach altimeter 29.76. Continue as planned.
Finals established. Before landing checklist, we have auto and speed brake armed. Flaps is 15. We have gears down, 3 greens. Landing lights are on. Let's go to flaps. Flaps 30. I'll land this manually, so I'm gonna disable the autopilot.
Light slope. Traffic. $500. 400. 300. 200. Light slope. Approaching minimums.
Continue.
50, 40, 30. Minimums.
To reverse. We did float for a while, I think, for some reason. Okay, we're in ground. Let's taxi out this way. Landing lights can go off. Taxi lights on. Get the APU to be on. And we'll take this bay here. A lot of stuttering in this airport. Parking brakes required. It's on. APU starts. APU generator bus to on. Ground power switch to on. Do we have ground power? Probably need to call for ground power. Let's call for ground power. Menu. GPU card. Can switch off the landing lights. I mean the engine levers cut off, fastest seatbelt sign is off, anti-collision lights can go off. Okay, list needed, wing anti-ice off. Yep, they're off. They're on. Electric hydraulics can go off. Right, okay, so that's it. Welcome to Singapore. On my first recorded flight on the 737. Hope you enjoyed it. I am still learning. It's a kind of steep learning curve on the 737. So I'll probably come up with more videos soon. Hopefully you will join me back. And if you like the content, please like the video. And if you want to stay tuned to the channel, please subscribe. This is Adventure 494 signing off. Take care and goodbye.